morning, copywriters! Let's get ready to rumble! This video is going to be the 10 steps that I use to write game-changing copy. To write outstanding copy, immaculate copy. Copy that will knock out your grandma and take the money out of her purse. All right? Copy that fights back. Copy that punches through the screen and shakes your change out of your pockets. Copy that's so profound it will make people question their existence and break into their 401k. I love copywriting. I've always kind of struggled with writing. But I've definitely been very good at putting words to paper and selling stuff. The only thing I want you to know before we get into this is my process. This isn't anybody else's process. This is what I do when I need to write ads, emails, landing page copy, anything that has to do with a new business or a new offer. This is what I do for clients. This is how I, out of all the noise, make a valuable sales letter, right? Or a sales argument. So this is my process, and it's 10 steps. And take the parts that resonate, and use the parts that I tell you to use, anyways. Number 1, after investing hundreds of hours into copywriting, I want to basically say, before you start copywriting, before you do anything with your business, you have to understand the formula for a successful copy. And I used to think that that product market fit was just for SaaS companies, but this is for everything. When I say product, you have to have a niche, right? You have to have an offer. Market is your niche, and then what's in it for them? What is it that their deepest desires that's going to be a good fit for them? And these are the core elements of a good offer. If you don't have these dialed in, then there's no point in writing any copy. But if you do have these dialed in, if you know exactly what your offer is, if you know exactly who your customer avatar is, and if you know exactly what they want, and then you are able to deliver that to them, this is perfect. This is what you want. Example, copywriters that want to get better at copy for the low price of clicking below this video and looking at the videos in my comments, you can watch my free course. Right? So these are also software companies, but let's just take a look at what ChatGPT says. There's some good product market fits. Airbnb solves a problem, expensive impersonal hotel. Stays solution, let people rent out spare rooms and homes for travelers. Proof that it would fit. People are tired of crappy hotels, and people who own real estate wanted ways to make better money. Slack, there was always a clunky way to talk to your team. I remember Microsoft Teams. I remember all these other really lame ways, Facebook groups to talk to your team. And then Slack came along, and now everyone's addicted to Slack. Dropbox, Uber, Calendly, Notion, Tesla, Zoom, Amazon Prime, TikTok, Red Bull. People wanted energy drinks, especially students, parties, and night shift workers. Solution, small, ultra-caffeinated energy drink with bold brand, rebellious image. Allbirds, eco-friendly shoes. Peloton, busy professionals wanted a boutique fitness experience at home. The Snoo, the happiest babe. Sleep-deprived parents, snuggling with newborns, waking up constantly. Smart, Bassinet automatically rocks and soothes the baby back to sleep. Nespresso, coffee lovers wanted an espresso-quality drink without expensive machines and baristas. Easy home espresso machines. CrossFit, dry farm wines, Spanx, you get it. Dollar Shave Club, that's a good example. Men hated overpaying for razors and dealing with short tips, so solution is affordable razors delivered to your door. Dr. Squatch wanted to get some good old soap for men, make it funny. All right, pretty cool. But you got to have product market fit. You need to know, you have to have product market fit. Okay, you need to know what is the offer clearly, write it down, understand it. You need to know who it is for, who is your customer avatar, what it is that they want, and then why is it a fit for them? Why is this something that hits home, cuts through the noise, makes people willing to vote with their dollar? So now let's get into, if you were starting a new offer, if you have a new client, if you have a new business and you need to write copy for it. And again, you could use ChatGPT to write your copy, but my argument is you need to think this stuff through. You need to write this stuff out. If you don't even know why someone would buy your product, you will never be able to successfully grow your business, okay? So this is not only is copywriting to generate more sales, to put your salesmanship into words, but it is also a thinking process so that you can clearly articulate to your prospects why they need to work with you and why they need to buy from you. And to first understand your offer and to first understand your niche, you have to do phase 1 is research. Okay, like what are we looking for in the research phase? We're looking for our top competitors. We're looking for other people selling something similar to us. Like what offers are they doing? What kind of copy are they writing? What kind of funnel are they running? What kind of traffic are they getting? What is their offer? How much are they selling it for? Why? What are they leaning into heavy in their marketing? You need to know this stuff. Like if you ever try and make content, the best way to make a viral piece of content is to copy what somebody else has done that already went viral, right? And make your own version of that video, right? So you want to find your own uniqueness, yes, but you also just want to find what is working in the marketplace. What is working right now? What can I learn from my competitors who are already a few steps ahead of me, so that I can be successful with my copy. Plus, if you ever have writer's block as a copywriter, it's clearly that you just don't have enough data. You don't have enough words. You don't have enough research. You don't have a large enough swipe file to make compelling copy. It's not copywriter's block. It's that you don't have enough material. Okay? So phase 1 is research. And when I'm doing research, I just open up a Google Doc and I just basically just look on Google. I Google whatever my keywords are. I Google my competitors. I Google everything. I take the link of their sales page. I throw it on the doc. And then I make this my new swipe file. Another option is like you can use Slack. I use Slack a lot for creating a little stash of swipe files of competitors, of content, of information. Okay. Next, I look on TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook groups, right? And you'd be surprised. I mean, watching the short form content is really good because they take full big ideas and they boil them down to 60 seconds or sometimes even shorter. Twitter is short little bursts of tweets, and you can look at which ones went viral. Same with Instagram. It's like you can look at what videos did really well that are in your niche, and you can get some ideas of how they're discussing this kind of information. Gummy search, check out my video on gummy search. Gummy search is basically a way to take all the questions and all the conversations on Reddit that in your niche, and it will just like boil it down to the most valuable ones and the ones that have gotten the most comments and the ones that have gone the most viral. I use Gummy Search a lot if I'm trying to find, what are some typical pain points for my clients, because on Reddit, it's just full of crybabies. They will tell you some really clear information on your niche, really clear pain points on why this is what is happening to them, why they're buying these things, what their experience is like inside of this niche. Really cool resource. And then Reddit in general is really good. Other ones like this would be like Substack and Medium, maybe a couple other forums. Facebook groups are a great source of information as well. Facebook ads library. If you've never seen Facebook ads library, go there right now. You literally just go to Google and you type in Facebook ads library, and it will show you all of the people in this niche that are running ads, and you're going to be able to get tons of ideas of great ad copy and great ad creatives because that these ads are currently running on Facebook right now and Instagram. Okay, very cool. SimilarWeb is awesome. It is a little bit expensive, but if you use it, you can literally type in your competitors' websites, and it will tell you every single traffic source that they have, where they're getting the most conversions, all their website pages that are getting the most attention, things like that. Super important. And then you're just going to do keyword research. Now, keyword research used to be super important for like SEO, but I still think it's important because like if you're going to run Google ads, it's just good to know what words people are typing in when they think of your niche. Okay, so you want to know what keywords are people searching for that is then driving traffic to people's offers in your niche. Okay, I like the software called Keywords Everywhere. If you ever watch my videos, you'll always see like how many keywords. I always have that on. And then for YouTube, you can do the same thing. vidIQ, TubeBuddy, these are great resources to do your research. But number one, do research. Like spend a full day doing research and studying what your competitors are doing. All right, phase 2. Phase 2, you have to know the customer's journey. It may seem obvious to some people, but it's really important. You'd be surprised how many business owners have never actually sat down and thought about their entire customer's journey, and they just close deals and then pray that they figure it out to get them results on the back end, right? That's not how you run a business. So whether you're writing cold emails, whether you're running Facebook ads or Instagram ads, whether you're making business cards or you're making pamphlets, put some thought into, number one, who is your customer? Okay. What's going to be the first experience the customer is going to have with your brand? What do you want that first impression and that first experience to be? What is it that's going to make them take the next step? What's the words that's going to get them to really perk up and be interested in your offer? And then what's going to get them to actually give you money and buy, right? This is a very, very important process before we even write any copy, because it will tell us what's the call to action, what's a little more of the hook. The hook for a cold email is going to be different for a hook than a Facebook ad. The hook on a pamphlet is going to be different than a hook, or a call to action on a pamphlet is going to be different than a call to action in an email, right? So you need to know where your customer is right now, how you're going to get their attention, how you're going to get them to pay, how much they're going to pay, what's going to happen after they pay, and then how can we get them an amazing result at the end of it? What do they get at the end of it? And what that's going to be like. Even if we were talking about like a beer, let's say we're going to write an ad for beer, and the first thing your customer is going to see is the bottle. What color is the bottle? What does the bottle represent to them? What's the name of the company? Or they're going to see the draft, but then they're going to order it. They're going to drink it. They're going to look at the bottle again, right? Is their name, is the branding memorable? Is the name of the beer memorable? Is the color going to stand out to them? Is the taste going to be talked about on the bottle that's going to make them want to purchase it? And then after they drink the beer, are they going to remember the beer and want to order it again? What can we do to make this whole thing an experience, right? Or maybe the first time they see your beer will be a, commercial in the Super Bowl, right? What would that ad look like too? But it's like, these are the things that I want you to think about before you write the copy. Okay, so I'm going to write a sales letter. The purpose of the sales letter is to get them to buy. This is I'm not going to write the ad right now. I'm just going to write the sales letter. So then the call to action is you're going to pay $27.99 and you're going to get this result, right? So then I'm going to know once they buy this document, the next step is they're going to get enrolled into the program. They're going to have access to my course, whatever it is. Okay, but you need to understand the entire customer journey, right? So if this is a business offer, they're going to see your ad, they're going to opt in, they're going to read some emails, they're going to watch these specific videos that you want them to watch, they're going to book a sales call. On the sales call, the salesman's going to tell them this, this, and this. They're going to pay a lot of money. They're going to join the program. As soon as they join the program, they're going to get onboarded. They're going to get a concierge who's going to, carry them, take them by the hand into their heaven island. They're going to get this milestone, this milestone, this milestone, and then this amazing result. Once they get their result, they're going to tell all of their cousins and uncles about your program. You're going to get a referral. You're going to get a testimonial. And then actually, you're also going to upsell them on the next journey that's going to make them a millionaire or whatever the hell it is. And then you're going to offboard them, and they're an amazing customer. They're super happy with their experience. But you need to know the customer journey and write that down right now. I'll wait. Just kidding. All right, phase 3, your customer avatar. Your customer avatar. And this is really important. The offers that I crush with are B2C, which stands for business to consumer, and we're targeting a lot of them. Right? So right now, and the reason that B2C is good is because there's so many potential prospects, but there's still specific things about these prospects that you're really talking to. Okay, so when I was a wholesaling coach and we were wholesaling real estate coaching programs, the program cost $5,000. The biggest things that people really wanted is they wanted to make $10,000 a month. They wanted to work for themselves from the comfort of their home. They wanted to learn everything and potentially buy their own real estate. And they wanted to know about our $0 marketing technique. Okay, so those have nothing to do with the customer avatar, but those are the things that the people wanted. So whenever we were trying to talk to people, we obviously didn't want people who made more than $10,000 a month because, yes, there are those kinds of people, and they were great customers, but they were not our everyday customer. We didn't want people who were already free, right? We wanted people who had a job, who hated their boss, who wanted an opportunity to actually do something exciting. We wanted to basically people who were interested in real estate. So we basically wanted men between the age of 22 to 45 who had a good job but wanted to do more, that were interested in real estate. They typically had money and they didn't know what to do with it. or they were making good money and they were really wanted to join, or they had enough money to join the program, right? So you had to at least have $5,000 in spare cash to join the program. And we basically would write all these things out, right? And we would target these kinds of people in our ads. Hey, are you sick of the 9-to-5 grind and want to learn how to make good money in real estate, right? Are you tired of working, doing manual labor, stuff like that. But you really wanted to learn how to get into real estate. This would be for you. Best way for you to create a customer avatar is to create one person. Okay. So it's either John Doe or Mary Sue. Okay. And then this person has to embody your perfect customer. Okay. So John Doe rents, he's single, he has a good job at a bank. He's been trying to get into real estate, but he doesn't know where to start. He drives a Subaru Outback. He wears pretty regular clothes, eats a lot of granola, has a girlfriend, but doesn't need her support to make a decision. Watches Pace Morby, stuff like that. And you want to get really ninja with it. Their aspiration is to buy his own house, make more money than he is right now, be able to be his own boss so he doesn't have to go to work every Monday through Friday. And you want to get super specific. Lives in Portland, Oregon. Step 1, write out all of their goals and values. Goals, buy their own house, be their own boss. Values, hard work and creativity. Wants freedom. Step 2, find their sources of information. Okay, they probably watch real estate TV shows. Maybe they watch Pace Morby on YouTube. Maybe they've listened to Grant Cardone talk about apartments. They watch all the other YouTube stuff on real estate online. They watch TikTok for all of the little things. They watch other people who are real estate investors. Maybe they even read blogs on Reddit. They listen to the Big Pockets podcast. Right, and you make a list of all these things of where they're getting their information. Step 3, write out their demographic information. Demographic, again, like between the ages of 22 and 45 males who have a little bit of extra income and are sick of their job. Right, write out that kind of stuff. Step 4. List out their challenges and pain points. They've never run a successful business. They've never even had a side hustle where they've ever made any money. They went to college, so they think that the world owes them something. They're not happy with where they're at in life right now. They want a nicer car. They want to buy a house, but they can't afford a house. They want to make $10,000 a month, but they've never done anything but take orders for a living. These are the things that they need to do. Step 5, identify the objection to the sale and their role in the purchase process. So this is where you would write out why they wouldn't buy. Why wouldn't they buy? Oh, it's a lot of money. Oh, they've never tried a program like this before. They have to do their research to make sure that this is real or not. Stuff like that. Okay, but this is phase 3. You're creating your customer avatar. Walk through these steps, write them out specifically for your audience, and this will give you such a crystal clear on who your ads are for. Step 4, now we're actually going to start writing some stuff down. Okay, obviously the customer avatar is the whole thing, but now it's like time to make our puzzle. Now, great copywriting, guys, is not write it one time and it's done. Great copywriting is like a puzzle. You're writing hooks, you're writing bodies, you're writing call to actions, and you're composing this large database of information, and then you put it all together for the final masterpiece that is your sales letter. That is foundation of your copywriting. So this is a practice. You're going to take out a pen and paper, or actually for this one you can actually write it on a Word document, or you can even brainstorm with ChatGPT for this. It's okay, but this is a thought experiment. If we just lean into ChatGPT, it will not be in our brains, okay? And we need all this information in our brains if we want to make $1 bajillion, okay? It's not good enough that we just have something else. It's not good enough to take the short route. There is no shortcuts in good copywriting, okay? So list out all the benefits. All right, we're going to stick with my wholesaling real estate coaching for my example for you guys. All the benefits of wholesaling real estate. You can make $10,000 to $20,000 a month working from home. You can find a way. You're going to be able to make money in real estate without using any of your own capital. You're going to be able to be your own boss. You're going to be able to work your own hours. You're going to be able to make good money only working a couple hours a week. You're going to be able to maybe find the most amazing discounted properties in your country, in your state, that will blow your absolute mind. You're going to be able to work with other wholesalers inside of our program. You're going to get expert guidance. You're going to learn all the secrets of our $0 marketing technique. You're going to learn steps A to Z on how to buy and sell houses. And you're going to basically become a real estate expert. So if anybody in your town is selling their house, they're going to come and talk to you. You're going to be the go-to guy. You're going to have so much freedom, so much power. You're going to be a real estate GOAT. You're going to become your own database of knowledge of how to make money with real estate. You're never going to have to get a job again for the rest of your life. But write down every single benefit, every single one, until your brain has completely run out of all the benefits of your offer. Benefit, 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 benefit. That's what you're going to do for this. Okay, so customer avatar, separate sheet. Now you're going to make a list of every single benefit there is about your offer, about what you're selling, about what it is that you do that the customer will get when they join your program or they buy your thing. And again, guys, this is a brainstorming exercise. You're supposed to get the creative juices flowing doing this and get to that point where you run out of ideas, and then keep trying to push yourself to write more. Keep trying to make more. Keep trying to make more until you think you've completely ran out of ideas for this offer. Now this is the fun one. I have a video that I'm not gonna do it in this training, but I'll try and put a link to it down below. For this exercise, you need 4 things. This is my favorite thing to do for copywriting. This is the best thing I've ever found to make a ton of money copywriting. All right, you have to use a blank piece of paper, and you have to have a gold crisp pen. Actually, you don't need the gold pen. I also recommend a nice G2, but whatever. You just need a pen and paper or a pencil, whatever you want. It has to be free written. Maybe you can scribble on an iPad, but the idea is to get the thoughts out of your head onto a piece of paper, and you have to write. You are not allowed to take the pen off the paper. You have to write and 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 write until the time is up. So the way this works is you get your pen, you get your paper, you get a timer. I've been doing 10 minutes, but I sometimes like to do 15 minutes bursts, okay? And then you have to get some very crazy music, and it just has to basically be kind of like instrumental music or whatever. I'll put some links to the ones that I recommend. You need some instrumental music. You got to get it set. You got to get your timer and your pen and piece of paper. You're going to turn on the instrumental. You're going to set the timer, and then you're not going to stop writing until the timer is up. You have to not take the pen off the paper until the timer goes off. Okay, and you're going to be writing as many ads as you possibly can in 15 minutes. Okay, for 15 minutes straight. This is the one thing, if I could tell you, that will change your copywriting forever, is doing the phase 1 through 4 and then doing this specific exercise will change your copywriting life. It will make you the best copywriter you possibly can be. You set your timer, you put on your instrumental, and you just write. You write all the Facebook ads, you write all the cold emails, you write every single angle, every single hook, and you are not allowed to stop writing until the timer goes off. As soon as you stop that ad, you start the next ad. You come up with a new angle, a new hook, and you have to freehand write. I put 10 minutes again. I like the 15 minutes now because it pushes you a little bit harder. But maybe when you're starting, just do 10 minutes, and you just write Facebook ad, Facebook ad, Facebook ad, Facebook ad, Facebook ad, cold email, like whatever the fuck it is. But you're just writing the best ads you possibly can. You're not stopping to edit. You're not stopping to overthink it. You are just letting your brain flow all of the potential ads, all the potential hooks, all the potential ideas freely onto the piece of paper until that timer comes off. And you are not allowed to stop writing until that timer goes off. I'm passionate about this because this changed my copywriting forever. I wasn't even a good copywriter until I started doing this exercise. And the reason is this unlocks something in your mind, right? The first couple of minutes of ads are going to be complete shit, but then you're going to go into a new zone in your mind of copy creation, and it's going to be some really good stuff. Okay, and you're not editing, you're not overthinking, you're not trying to make the perfect ad. You're just writing all the ads that come to your mind that you possibly can for 10 minutes straight, and this will get those juices flowing. I hope I made that clear. Pen and paper, freehand writing. Turn on your instrumental, set the timer for 10 minutes, write ads until that timer goes off. You are not allowed to stop writing until that timer goes off. Bada bing, bada boom. You did it. Phase 6. Now that you got your juices flowing, now we're actually going to write copy. Now we're actually going to take everything that we've made and we're gonna put it into our first ad. We're gonna write our first piece of copy for this software, for this project. It can be a cold email, it can be a Facebook ad, it can be your sales letter. I would recommend write a sales letter. Okay, a sales letter is your pitch. It is why someone should buy this product from you. You may not use the sales letter. Like nowadays we use video sales letters where you basically are making a video selling your thing, right? And people don't really have time to read the whole thing. But a good sales letter, well written, will still make you a lot of money. But I like writing sales letters still, because when I write when I get serious and I write a sales letter, I can then take the ideas from that sales letter. I can turn that into a cold email. I can turn that into a Facebook ad. I can turn that into a video sales letter. I can turn that into a 60-second clip. So having a stationary sales letter that might just be for you, I recommend you put it on your website and try and sell with it too. But the copy from writing one super solid sales letter for your offer will make your business more money. Even if you're just an email copywriter, even if you're just doing Facebook ads, having a sales letter that might just be for you. It might just sit on your desktop and you just kind of tweak it and you maybe you send it to a few people. It'll still be more valuable than anything else you do for your business if you're trying to make a lot of money. So here's the secret formula to writing a good piece of copy. Now there's lots of these. I'm just not going to give you all of them on this video. All right, we don't have time. This is the main one. This is the one that we love. This is the AIDA formula. Okay, AIDA stands for attention, interest, desire, action. Okay, so if you take this formula and you put it into every single one, oh look, we're getting big face. And when you put it into every single email that you write, every Facebook ad that you write, every landing page has this on it, you're gonna sell more. Okay, there's a lot more that goes into writing a good piece of copy. Like you got to think about the behavioral dynamics, the person you're talking to, the story, the stuff, blah blah blah. Just use this to get started, and then you can go down all the rabbit holes and create all the other ones that you want. This is your core. This is your home. This is your warm and fuzzy copywriting safe place to make copy that will convert. Because at the end of the day, no one gives a shit about your copy unless it makes money. Okay? So you can be as creative as you want, and if it doesn't make any money, it doesn't fucking matter. If you stick with the AIDA formula, this works, this will make you money, and then you can improve from there. Okay? And then you can try and beat the mean. AIDA. Okay, so the first part is literally like when you're writing a document, like I would basically just write down attention. Okay, so like, or you just write out the AIDA formula on a blank Google Doc. The first thing is attention. Okay, this is the hook. This is what's going to get them interested. Okay, so again, we're going back to my wholesaling real estate coaching business. I don't run that anymore, by the way. That was a very old offer, but I'm using it as an example. The attention was, you want to learn how to make $10,000 a month wholesaling real estate without having to spend any money on marketing using our $0 marketing technique. That's the hook. Do you want to learn how to make $10,000 a month wholesaling real estate? Okay, then we're going to get them interested. We have, without spending any money on ads or cold calling, with our $0 marketing technique. That might even be the desire. If you do, then click the button down below and book a call with our team, and we'll go into more detail and teach you everything we know. Bada bing, bada boom. That's the call to action. Okay, so attention. You want to write the hook. We don't have time to go into every single hook, but you're just saying something that is specific to your audience that will get their attention. Attention, copywriters. Do you want to get better at copy? What if I was able to get you better at copy for the small price of free? These free courses on copywriting will help you become a highly paid copywriter, and I'll even teach you how to get high-paying clients that will pay you more money than you're making now just for writing great copy. Sound interested? Click the button down below, like, subscribe, look at the links that I have inside of my YouTube video where I give them away for free. You get the idea. So write these things out on a document. Write down all the hooks that you can possibly think of. Write all the things that are going to interest people. What's going to be interesting to these people that keeps them reading? Okay, the hook catches their eye. The interest gets them to read the next part. The desire is the big fat juicy promise. The heaven island, if you will. The happy ending, right? And it is what they want deep down. And remember, You are not writing this to the logical part of people's brains. You are writing this to the little goblin that lives in everyone. The goblin that wants more gold. The goblin that wants more status. The goblin that wants to live free and not have to deal with anybody or do any work. Okay, so the desire is the big why. Oh, we got to stop writing copy now. That they want and that they crave more than anything. That will fill the little empty void inside of their soul if they could just have it. And then the call to action. All right, don't get lazy with the call to action. This is where you sprinkle a little bit of magic sauce. Click this button and your life will change forever, or I'll give you $50 if it wastes your time, right? Like, this is where you spice it up. Don't make it overcomplicated. Always keep your call to action as simple as possible, but it's also where most people get lazy, but it's the most important part. It's the most important. You want to use as few words, create the most curiosity, the most oomph to get them to buy, to click, to do the thing at the call to action part. So don't sleep on that. So this is a great way to outline your first piece of copy. Next, write a sales letter. All right, I already kind of like hammered the art of the sales letter and why it's so important. I'm going to just basically say, again, like ADA is really good for Facebook ads, cold email, landing pages, blah, blah, blah. Your sales letter is just like your magnum opus as to why someone should buy this product from you, okay? The simple structure for most sales letters is you're going to have the hooks. You're going to write all the hooks, all the best hooks, okay? And then you're going to write the bodies. The body is like the meat. The body cannot be too long. It doesn't, but it shouldn't be too short either. It just has to flow and clearly articulate why this is for them, why this will change their life, what's in it for them. Then you're going to have bullet points. This is where you take all those benefits that we were talking about and you convert them into bullet points. People love bullet points. It's just short lines that drive home the benefits of your program. You're going to put your call to actions, and then you're going to put it all together. And this is going to be your magnum opus sales letter for this offer. And then again, you can use this sales letter for cold emails, for Facebook ads, for landing pages, for everything. But this core sales letter, you can sell with a sales letter. That's the fucking point of the sales letter. You can turn it into sales scripts. You can turn it into video sales letters. You can do everything, but you have to have that core sales letter or multiple core sales letters. But this is going to be your first one, and that's where you're going to focus on. You're going to get it done. After you're done with your core magnum opus sales letter, now you're going to find creatives. Okay, you're going to find pictures that drive your points home. Okay, and I like to use humor in all of my copy, but it's not for everybody. But I also like to. I tend to be very serious sometimes in my copy, and then I'll put in a funny picture because it lightens the mood a little bit, but it still drives home the point. And you can use ChatGPT, you can use Canva, you can use Midjourney, whatever it is. I honestly Google whatever I'm trying to do, memes, and I usually just rip them off the internet and I put them in my sales letter. Like, nobody cares. But the creative has to add to the sales letter. It shouldn't distract from the sales letter. If anything, maybe their eyes will scroll to the creative, and the creative will emphasize that they should read what they're doing, or they should learn more, or it'll make them connect to you, build some more trust from you. It can be the creative doesn't have to be memes. The creative could also be like, 5 stars, could be customer testimonies. It could be results. It can be graphs. It could be it depends on your demographic and what it could be. Pictures of milkshakes, like whatever you're selling. It just has to add to the sales letter. That's all I'm trying to say. Again, if you're making a video sales letter, this would maybe be B-roll. This would be graphics. This would be captions. Think emojis, stuff like that. Okay. But you write all of the things. You write your sales letter. Then you're going to add some creatives, and you don't have to add creatives for everything, but almost all the greatest ads of all time. Even like they would have a picture of the car they're selling, at least, right? Or they would have a picture of the beer that you're going to order, right? Or they would have a picture of a hot chick hanging out, buying the thing that you're doing, like whatever it is, whatever's going to drive home the biggest sales point. Number 9, you put it all together. Okay, you've already written it. You've put the creative together. Now you actually have to edit it, though. Okay, editing takes a very long time. You may be a really shitty copywriter, but you might be an amazing editor, and that's where you're going to stand out. Or you might be really bad at editing, and you might have to have somebody else edit it. Or you might just throw it in ChatGPT and have ChatGPT edit it. But what I find is when you put it in ChatGPT afterwards, it kind of loses its character. So just don't let your character get bled down by ChatGPT. Okay, it's better to you edit it personally, line by line, until you're so sick of the damn thing that you think it's trash, and you have to put it away for a while and then come back to it, or you find somebody on Fiverr or Upwork to edit it for you. All right, but anyways, you have to edit it. It has to be. This is where you finish it. This is where most copywriters give up. This is where most wannabe copywriters fail, is they don't actually finish the damn thing. They don't actually spend the time doing the hard work. They loved the creative exercises, they love the creative stuff, but they don't finish. They don't finalize it. They don't put the ribbon on it. They don't put the cherry on top. And this is what you do in the editing phase. Okay? Once you've edited it and you finalize it, it's time to publish it. Yes, you do have to publish it. Yes, you do have to ship the thing. Yes, you do have to deliver it to the customer. All right? Publish it everywhere. Even if it's just for a client, put it on your blog. Put it on your secret blog. Send it in an email to the spammers. Read it to your girlfriend while she's falling asleep and not listening. Tell it to your dog. Like, whatever you got to do, tell it to somebody. Send it to somebody. Get it in front of as many people as possible. If you're going to take my advice, spam it out to every single person that comes within 3 feet of you. Every single one of your friends on Facebook. Send it to them. See what they think. Get loud. Spend all your money promoting this damn thing with Facebook ads, with Twitter ads. Get loud. Okay? So publish it. If you're scared to publish it scared. Do it anyways. Make as many people see your masterpiece sales letter with a button to buy, or the call to action, whatever that is, so that you can get some data. This is data. This is what we wanted. We want real money. We want real people reading our offer and potentially buying. Okay? And that's it. Step 11, profit. All right, I hope you enjoyed that. As you can tell, I'm passionate about copywriting. If you want me to do some copywriting for your company, too bad. No, I'm just kidding. Send me a message, and I'll be happy to talk to you. Below this video, I have my free YouTube course, my free copywriting course. I'll put all those links down there. I made them a while ago, but they're still like everything you need to know, and it's free. Another thing, if you want to get some of my copywriting just delivered hot and fresh to your door, you're going to go to lionden.io. You're going to put your email in right here. You're going to select copywriting. Okay, on the survey, if you select copywriting, I will send you emails of all of my favorite copywriting lessons just for you, to help you get better at copywriting, to help you think about writing better copywriting, to help you at storytelling, persuasion, and messaging, so that you can make more money. All right? Again, that's lionden.io. Put your email in, select copywriting. This is completely free. All right? Much love. Go out there, write some copy, make some money. Peace.